Today's podcast episode is presented by Podgo. Podgo is the easiest way for you to monetize your podcast, providing podcasters with a flat rate for ad space so you always know how much you get when you include an ad from Podgo. Apply today to become a member and immediately be connected with advertisers that fit your audience. That's podgo.co at podgo.co. And be sure to add our podcast in the How Did You Hear About Podgo section of the application. Folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. I'm your host, Conrad Cushman, joined tonight by my co-host, Derek.
What's up?
We are here to talk about AEW Dynamite. We've got a lot to talk about. This was the blood and guts episode of AEW Dynamite. Lots to talk about, lots to look forward to. I don't know, bro. Lots to say on this one. So make sure you guys stick around, hit the like button, comment, subscribe if it's your first time in here. And you know how we always started off. Got to kick it to my boy, Montezi, for the intro.
Everything pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast here for the people. The best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin. The opinion and the lesson. Yes, everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you.
All right, guys, we are back with an AEW Dynamite review. For those watching on Facebook for the first time, thank you. We are also streaming to Periscope, Twitch, wherever it may be. Come on in. If you guys want to help out the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button. Facebook, leave a like on the official page. Join the Everything Pro Wrestling private group. Periscope, follow me on Twitter. All the stuff is down below here. You guys can check me out by searching all of that stuff. We've got people in the chat. We've got people ready to talk about this show tonight. Derek, how are you feeling going into this wonderful Cinco de Mayo day? We had blood and guts happening. Very different tonight, the feel of AEW, I would say.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a different atmosphere. You could tell. I liked it. You know, when you have something that's supposedly on the cusp of breaking numbers, why not?
We'll see. We'll see if they break numbers.
I think it will.
I saw people showing their ass on Twitter. That's all I know. Someone even said they would show their ass. So there's people making crazy claims. I think they said they would show their ass if they hit 2 million. I don't know if we're going to get that high tonight, but I would like to see them back at the million mark, though.
Oh, it will happen.
But
1 million at the very least, 1.5, I would say at the least.
Whoa, you're tripping. I don't know. We'll see. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before when it comes to it. I honestly don't give a shit about the ratings. As long as the wrestling's good, I'm happy. I'm there to enjoy the wrestling. That's how I feel with it tonight. Lots and lots to talk about here. Let's see who we got in the live chat, though, shall we? First one in here, my man, Original Biggie, OB1. What's going on, Original Biggie? He says, good evening. Hope you all are doing well. I am doing very well, good sir.
Good.
BJ comes in. I'm so torn on this for so many reasons. Like, I definitely didn't hate the show, but I have a lot of thoughts, BJ says. Hope you are doing well. BJ, hope you are doing well, good sir. Azan has joined us as well. Azan, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Appreciate you. My man, Sean Hubbard in the house. Blessings, brother Conrad. Back at you, Sean. I appreciate you tonight, good sir. Ace, one of the mods in the chat. What's going on, Ace? Good to see you, bro. We got to talk about our boy, Jesus De Leon. What's going on, Jesus? I know he's got a lot to probably say tonight, too. I'll be looking forward to his stuff in the chat. Terrell, what's good, man? He said Blood and Guts was on fire tonight. I appreciate you coming in, Terrell. We're going to be talking all about this and getting into everything that was on the show tonight. Bus door open. I'm back. What's up, Jocelyn? Jocelyn, I already told Derek. Derek was banned from Ricky Spanish for this week for all the hate. So there will be no Ricky Spanish this week. I'm sorry to let everybody down, but Derek's been banned.
Hey,
because of the Impact hate.
You had me watch the show. I watched it. Did not like it.
We'll talk offline about this. Derek, we're going to get Derek on an Impact review. He'll finally say it's good. I'm telling you. Hey, and Terrell, Justin said, I'm coming for you, Derek. Sean Bates has joined us. What's going on, Sean? Thank you so much for joining us this evening, sir. I have strong thoughts on this show. I can't wait, man. Everybody's coming in here. Malik, what's going on, Malik? Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Rob, also in the house. Rob, not going to lie. That taco idea you had, definitely fire, bro. Definitely fire. Got me feeling good. And Terrell leaving some more comments in here. Like I said, guys, whatever we talk about, whatever we bring up for this show, if you got thoughts, comments, whatever it may be, please let us know. And like I've said, man, check out everything pro wrestling. You guys see the stuff scrolling across the bottom. But we got a lot to talk about when it comes to this show, Derek.
Oh, yeah. Let's get busy.
So when it came down to Blood and Guts, I think the hype was really, really there for a lot of people.
Yeah, without a doubt. The hype was definitely...
Like going into it, how crazy was it for you, like today? Like, were you just like, oh, I can't wait for this?
Yeah, definitely. Like, because we had that before the pandemic hit, we had that opportunity to see that, and it got taken away. So, to have something close to it or a part of it.
Most people don't know, but we would have been at the Rochester show, and then those people who were in the New Jersey area, I know Tiffany, Queen of the Indies, shout out to All Elite Podcast, by the way. Kyle, you too, because me and Kyle were going to meet up at the Rochester show. Tiffany's in New York City, and she would have went to the New Jersey show, so she would have been at the first Blood and Guts when it was going to be the Elite versus the Inner Circle.
Right.
That would have been something pretty different there. But I feel like we're getting caught back up on things when it comes to all of this.
Yes. The
whole situation, man.
Definitely catching up.
Derek, Rob wants you to hit the lights, bro. Just turn the lights out. I don't know why you want the lights out. Like, I guess he wants us to come in here like the Brood. But yeah, we do have a new lighting setup in here. Peace, bro. We do have a new lighting setup going on in here. Let me know if you guys like it, if it looks good to you guys. Thank you. But getting into this whole show, man, Blood and Guts, I was looking forward to it. I think more than anybody. I was tweeting about it all day, talking about it. Couldn't wait to get into it. The announce team kick off the show, running down the card, man. Just amazing, dude. BJ said the most hype I've had right under the barbed wire match, right above title on Impact. See, people get excited about Impact. Terrell said I would have been at the first Blood and Guts show as well at Prudential. I would have been traveling from NYC. I did travel from NYC to the first ever AEW television show. That's a real fan right there, bro.
Definitely.
Jesus says, do you think we'll get another Blood and Guts match this year? I'm going to say no, that we won't get another one. I think we're going to wait.
No.
Well, I want to save Derek's thoughts on it because Derek's got a lot to say about it too, like everyone else in the chat. So there's a lot of people feeling different things for it. Oh, and Ace coming in here with the spoiler. Didn't know that was coming up. But we're gonna get into this. Let's start talking about the show, shall we? So to kick off the night, we had to start things out with the guy who's got all the gold right now, Mr. Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega is walking around right now, Derek, with the AEW title, the Impact Wrestling title. He's got the TNA title, which unified with it, and now the AAA Mega Championship. Yo, by the way, if anybody doesn't know, Kenny Omega Andrade, bro, I cannot wait for that match.
That you know what? That's gonna be a smooth banger right there.
Smooth ain't the word, bro. I think this match has the potential to steal like that match of the year when everybody's talking about it. This could happen. So Triple Mania is going to be crazy this year. Definitely recommend people get ready to check that out.
Oh, yeah.
But it looks like Kenny Omega, and I don't know why, but we're calling Michael Nakazawa MT Nakazawa now. I have no idea. And Don Callis is out there. They were taking on Moxley and Eddie Kingston. This match was built up from last week. Oh, we threatened to step on his ankle, and they kind of avoided it. Don Callis comes out and says Kenny Omega will not wrestle tonight. He says Nakazawa will wrestle these two 2-on-1, basically sacrificing Nakazawa, dirtbag. Moxley and Kingston don't care. They're coming out to make their entrance, and who from behind jumps them when they get to the gate? Kenny Omega. What a plan.
Right.
What a plan. Never trust Don Callis' punk ass is what I'm going to tell everybody. Don Callis is one of the best heel managers today. Him and MVP. I don't care what anybody says. Top managers right now.
Without a doubt.
Very interesting, man. Let's see here. Oh, dear goodness. We got people. He's got bedroom lights on the show. This is an office, for the record, not a bedroom. There is no bed in here. This is
saying woo woo woo.
Peace. Brood greatest wrestling entrance. Many have argued. Is it though? Let's see here. What in the cane lighting is going on here? We just got some new lighting in the place, man. Trying to spiff it up a little bit, do something different. Malik Murray has joined us. Unbelievable here. I'm gonna wait, man. I'm gonna let some of you guys get into that. Kenny Omega is the gosh darn Thanos right now. Pro Wrestling Narcolepsy Boy says thank you for letting Andrade go so he can showcase his full potential as a performer. Malik ain't lying, man. And if you guys haven't checked Malik out on TikTok, I'm gonna show him some love right now, homie. BJ says they keep punking out Mox on AEW, in my opinion. Then he turns into Death Rider within the hour. My only beef with this situation with him. I think they're just scaling him back from his great world title reign that he had. I don't know, Derek. How are you feeling about him right now?
I think they did what they were supposed to do. Mox was on top of the world when he first came in. So
yeah,
I like it because then once you have somebody who's on there way too much, then you start to get. I don't want to say heat, but it's more so like
they get sick of you. It's I'm so tired. Like I've been hearing people doing that to Drew McIntyre on Raw. I'm sick of Drew now. Well, Drew's done nothing wrong. You're just tired of him because everything else on the show is so weak. So
right,
you know what I mean? It's the fickle wrestling fan syndrome sometimes.
So you're looking for something else to hate on.
Listen, we've all been there though. So let's get into this matchup here. So Kenny jumps in from behind during their entrance. Moxley hits a great boss man slam on Kenny Omega here. Just reminding me of the classic Big Boss Man. The bum 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 bum. Dear God, do not let this video get taken down for that. Afterwards, Kingston and Omega exchange chops. We get the hot tag to Moxley finally. Moxley stomps a mud hole, and Nakazawa and JR said he walked it dry. Or no, Excalibur said that. They were waiting to say that Austin line for him. Omega eventually walks away from Nakazawa, leaving him to get his ass whooped. And the finishing move they used here was a half Nelson suplex by Kingston, while while Moxley hit the lariat on Nakazawa. 1, 2, 3, Dunzo. It was over. After the match, though, who comes out but everybody's favorite thought-dressing tag team, the Young Bucks, come out, and they are out there to taunt them, but they're only there for a distraction because here come the Good Brothers from behind. And then the Super Elite jump Moxley and Kingston. And then here comes Kenny Omega back out with Brandon Cutler to pick the bones, the beatdown. Unbelievable. They hit a one-wing angel on Kingston. This has to be going somewhere with these teams. I just don't know what's the end game here, though. Like, what do you do?
That's the difficult part right there. What do you do with the end game situation? Like, how do you end this feud? See, I don't think you can end it because let's just say Mox and Kingston get the titles.
So do you think do they go for the tag titles?
I would say yes. I think Moxley needs to step away from the heavyweight title for a while, just because he had it the longest.
You could. I mean, there's always a viable option to do something like that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We're getting some questions in the chat. Let's start here with. I'm sorry. Hire this man. Wait. We missed a bunch of people. John L. Jackson Appreciate you, man. Especially all the main event guys going to be feeling sore tomorrow. John L is 100% on that. Got to respect the wrestlers and what they go out there and do for people. Malik Murray says, I got a question. If Samoa Joe is coming to AEW, how about Team Taz turn on Cage and get a new member? I'm definitely with that. I said Samoa Joe and Taz should be put together once this happened.
Is he coming to AEW?
We don't know. Nobody knows what's happening with those guys. Yeah, I think they're still on the 90-day no compete. But I think if you bring Joe in, Joe fits with Team Taz because him and Taz have a history going back to TNA.
Okay. I guess.
They trolled the fans that Kenny wasn't there. They mentioned Okada again during the show. Is he coming? I think once everything's lifted everywhere, so it may be a while, but they're teasing Okada for a reason, I think. Some people are agreeing with Malik Murray. Much respect. Michael Nakazawa is doing a QT Marshall gimmick. Just think about it, and you will get it. Yeah, no, obviously he's their bitch. I'm just wondering why did they just change him to MT Nakazawa? It's just dirty, just wrong, man. Let's see here. A said, do you think Andrade will take the championship from Kenny Omega when that match happens? We were debating this downstairs, man.
I say yes.
You think so?
Yes.
Rob said the same thing. I'm gonna say yeah too. It's gonna be weird though. We've got some time though before Triple Mania.
Honestly, bro, if you really think about it, Andrade is probably at the time he was probably the biggest free agent. I mean, who else was really out there besides Andrade? Who wasn't like a big name?
Well, Andrade didn't have the 90 days. It seems like because he's supposed to be wrestling Alberto Del Dipshit. Coming up here. Quote, thank you, Solid Monster, for that name, by the way. He's supposed to be wrestling Del Rio soon coming up. We'll see. Endgame will be AEW versus Impact. I don't think you need to go that route with this, though.
Do we do another?
I think you just share the talent. Share the talent and boost somebody when you need them to win.
Do we do another invasion?
I don't know. I feel like they're not. I don't know. I don't know if Impact's ready for that. I feel like AEW's guys may, you know what I mean, topple them in like star power and everything else. Then when they go, what do you do to keep the fans?
Honestly, bro,
unless they're gonna make them. Sorry.
True. I would be interested in that.
Every week, bro, I'm here trying to get this dude.
I would be interested in that.
That's bullshit.
Let's
Let's see here. Ace, give us Andrade versus Kenny for Double or Nothing. That ain't happening. They ain't doing that.
No.
This will be easier so I can hop over to the next stream. I appreciate you, Jocelyn, still checking in even on Twitch. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on there, too. That's where I'm going to try and stream my gaming content, too, by the way. I think Okada is on his way after the Olympics. They are using him in a PR capacity at that moment. Yeah. Rob says invasion angles have been done to death. Moose is going to be Impact Savior. That I will agree with. I think Moose will eventually be the guy who brings the belt back.
Okay. I can see that.
Now, ratings-wise, AEW, in-ring, Impact will destroy AEW. I don't know. That's to be debated. Depends on what caliber of people were put in the ring for that. But let's move on here. We find out Hikaru Shida versus Britt Baker will be happening at Double or Nothing for the Women's Championship. And Kenny Omega is making an announcement tonight about his challenger at Double or Nothing. Ooh. Let's get into the next matchup here. And this is one that I know everybody's been waiting for us to bring up. It is Cody Rhodes with Double A versus QT Marshall with The Factory. This match is very, very, they're trying to drum this up as something that's super important. Lots of things that you can get into when it comes to this one. Derek, do you care about QT Marshall?
Not particularly. I mean, don't get me wrong. I definitely like QT Marshall, but I don't see the importance of this so-called feud, I guess.
I think that it's weird because Cody feels like he should be the bad guy in this. You know what I mean? Like he's the rich guy. He's the guy who got all the money and QT doesn't get shit. But at the same time, who cares about QT Marshall? QT Marshall is also the dude rocking the Soprano shirt, as you guys can see in here. I don't remember who brought that up. I don't know if it was Rob or someone else in the chat, but they told me, they're like, yeah, look at QT Marshall's shirt. It's the Sopranos. And I was like, oh, I never realized that. So he's kind of the mob boss a little bit. But I think QT's a great heel, though. He's doing a great job talking. He is hateable when you hear him speak.
You know what? I think what would have worked out for me more if with this feud is if they would have made it a little bit more emotional. Like I feel like the emotion was already taken out.
Like Carl Thomas emotional, or what do you mean? I wish I never met her.
Probably. Yeah. No,
I mean, what's happened? QT's turned on him. He took some of his students away from him. I don't understand how this business is operating if they're both owners of this.
But see, that's what I mean. Like, so QT left, took his, pupils or disciples, whatever you want to call them, took them away. But like, I felt like no emotional content was given. Like there was no connection. Like you left me out to dry. I've been behind you since day one. You hung me out to dry. You know what? Fuck you, dude.
Hopefully no kids are listening to this, but yeah, I get your point. But when it comes down to it, I think that this feud has been built up, and I feel like Cody's in this rut of he has nothing to do. Cody has been in this like, okay, short term here, enter with this person. Short term here, enter with this person. And I don't know how everybody feels about what they've been having Cody do, but it's something definitely different, man. Jesus is happy about Britt Baker. That Britt Baker's finally about to be the women's champ. Cody got his revenge on QT. No, Good Brothers was even better. Goodfellas is what he meant. Connor has joined us in the chat. What is up, Connor? Thank you so much. Chris DeZuba in the house throwing up the Derek order. Chris DeZuba, one of the funniest commenters ever. Any chat I've seen him in. I pop into other people's streams sometimes, and Chris DeZuba has me cracking up. The Sopranos is a great show. AEW has the worst officiating in the business. Rob is not a fan of Mr. Knox. But yeah. They're doing good stuff here. This is about building up the factory, I feel like. Eventually, Cody gets whipped. There's some back and forth here. Long story short, Cody hits a crossroads for a 2 count. QT flips him the bird. He ends up getting put into the figure 4 leg lock, tapping out. The main focus was after the match, though. Anthony Ogogo comes out, as we all know, former Olympian in boxing, and he punches Cody in the stomach and then puts the Union Jack flag over him. This feud is going to continue. I told everybody, I said Cody is going to get knocked out by this dude. I have a feeling that they're going to do something with this. But I think there's a lot of potential here. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to go back really quick to the graphic for this match. I want you to pay attention to the background people here and what I see. I see 2 stars in the factory, and it's Nick Camarado and Anthony Ogogo.
Yes,
I definitely see it. Now, Aaron's Solo, whatever his name is, he has potential. He's there for a reason. I just haven't seen it yet. QT's in the role he's in. That's where he's just going to be. But those 2 have breakout star potential. I think Ogogo, we have to see something more from. But when I see Nick Camarado, he reminds me of Hercules from the 80s in WWF. He's got true potential. And I think BJ just brought up something in the chat here before of Camarado needs to lose the straight jacket. I definitely see that.
I see.
Let him show the body. Let him do what he's going to do. But what's his character? I don't understand him.
Right.
That's what we need more of.
Need more of a backstory behind him. I see. Forgive me if I say this wrong. Bruiser Brody.
What you think, Bruiser Brody?
Yeah, I see that in him. Like as far as his physical appearance is.
Right. Similar to Brody Lee. That's why they gave him that name too. I like it. Somebody put Rick Knox as the GOAT in the chat here. What's up, Rockstar? I see you just joined us as well. Sorry for the random comment, but Daniel Bryan's WWE contract is rumored to have expired, and he recently praised Kenny Omega for what he's done for wrestling. Not saying he's coming to AEW, but your thoughts? I think Daniel Bryan is in the position to make a move. I don't think he needs to stay with WWE. If he wants the money and it's easy to him, cool, he could do that. And he could probably transition into a nice backstage role. But if Daniel Bryan wants to wrestle the best of the best, I think Daniel Bryan has the opportunity to move on. He could go into New Japan. I think he should be the free agent. Daniel Bryan, Samoa Joe, CM Punk are all free agents. What world do we live in? Is this the year 2002 again? Like, these dudes are all free agents. They can go wherever. Why not? They can even join together and say, book our match on the independent scene, and you guys can, I guarantee you, will sell out the house. They can do a big independent show with just a match with those three. It could be a triple threat. Samoa Joe and Punk are still very friendly. They were exchanging subtle jabs with each other on Twitter recently. Who knows? But there's a lot of potential here for what's going to happen. Good question, Sick. Good question. Why don't they do DQs in AEW? Arn was beating on that man in front of a ref. Tony Khan kind of explained this earlier too, though. The reason you don't do DQs in these types of moments is because it's cheap. The wrestling fans have seen DQs as cheap. If you guys have ever go back and watch WrestleManias 1 through, 9, maybe even till 11. There's a lot of DQ finishes, and those suck all the time. You can use it once in a while, and it'll mean something. Like when a countout happens first in AEW, I probably am not going to mind it because they don't do it all the time. No. We've seen one DQ, and it was in an Iron Man match, and the match continued still with Pac and Kenny Omega. That's the only DQ I could think of.
Yeah, I can't remember any other one. Yeah.
I can't stand the AEW fan base is toxic. They mad because I said the blood and guts ending was lame. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Shout out to everybody leaving the likes and stuff. I see that popping up. He was portrayed as unhinged, but he's not in the factory anymore. Just let him keep going with the Lex Luger tassels. Big fan of the tassels. Me too. Daniel Bryan said he wanted to wrestle in Japan. Daniel Bryan said he wanted to wrestle in a lot of places. Rob and Connor going back and forth about the officiating, man. Thank you, Jocelyn, for joining us. I appreciate it. Hopefully you come back to check out the rest of it. Let's get back into this, D. So Cody picks up the victory here. After the match, he got punched in the stomach, Union Jack flag put on him. We get to an Ethan Page Scorpio Sky interview. They're backstage talking their mess about why they did what they did to Sting and Darby. And Scorpio Sky was talking his shit. Ethan Page definitely had some good stuff, like nobody saw our matches on the independent scene, but Darby, the reason you wear face paint is because I put a dent on your head. The reason that you don't talk about this in a matchup or whatever, he said he put metal in his elbow. And basically they were going to beat the shit out of him. Darby Allin, I don't know where this dude came from. He comes midair like Derek, literally just watch my hand, just that's all you saw. Darby Allin was just in midair like, ah! And he just comes in and starts fighting these dudes. Like he's jumping off of stuff, doing everything he can until the numbers games gets him. They eventually push his face onto, I forgot who had on the spike, Louis Vuitton shoes. They push his face onto it, and then they throw him down concrete stairs. Darby Allin, I don't know if you don't give a damn about life. I don't know if you just don't care about anything. Bro.
Sometimes you gotta chill, bro.
Sometimes you gotta sit your ass down, Darby. I don't know what you were doing there, but Darby was tripping, in my opinion.
That I have grown to love Darby. But you be on some wild shit, bro. You gotta stop.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta make Darby see the light, bro. And it's time sometimes for Darby to chill out. But I don't know where this is going. Is this going to lead to a tag match? There's more to talk about when it comes to this.
Yeah.
A lot more. Daniel Bryan should make a post of names on recycled paper. Daniel Bryan coming to AEW, taking the TNT Championship and recycling it into Mother Nature's belt, baby. You guys are tripping. Damn, Darby. Dude is living that gimmick 100% attitude, laughing my ass off. Darby needs to chill, not trying to witness a murder on television. Bro, I thought he was going to go down the second flight of stairs, bro. This was concrete. I'm like, bro, you are tripping. You can't just do stuff like that, bro.
Not like that, bro. Like,
Listen, he's got a beat down, but this is all going to play into a lot of stuff that's going to factor in. Let's get next to the doctor. The doctor will see you. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, with Rebel, not Reba, in action tonight, and she faced off against a young lady named Julia Hart. This didn't last too long. Britt Baker wins in a quick squash match with the Lockjaw. Not surprised by any of this. They're building her up as she's getting ready to take on Hikaru Shida. I don't know. I don't know when it comes to this, D. I don't have a lot to say.
I think it's time.
It's time for Britt Baker to take the throne?
I think it's time. She has come a long way from us, especially me, not liking her, period, and then finally doing what she's supposed to be doing.
That was a preposterous P, by the way.
Hey, listen.
Period.
I had to put a lot of emphasis on that because I did not like her in the beginning. But now I love her. Her character has flown out of this world. Her promos have hit from, to me, F to an A.
Wow. I never thought she was an F in the promo game, but I will say Britt Baker has done a lot, and maybe she's working with her boyfriend. You never know.
Sometimes that happens, but listen, I was not a fan of her promo game in the beginning at all.
And Britt Baker, if you want to be a real winner, you know what you tell your boyfriend to start working with? Manscaped. Now, if you guys put in our promo code EPW Show, you can save 20% and get free delivery on this stuff. The Lawnmower 3.0, it's yours. The Crop Preserver, it's yours. The Ball Deodorant, the Ball Toner, all that stuff could easily be yours if you use our promo code. So if you guys are looking for a gift for the birthdays, the holidays, it's about to be hot this summer. While you're sitting there getting your Dairy Queen ice cream, why not say, you know what? I need some ball deodorant too. Order it using our promo code EPW Show. Why wait? Manscaped.com. It's the place to go to. And we also have another promo code for you guys, Powerslam.tv. Best wrestling network out there if you guys want to watch independent pro wrestling. Go to Powerslam.tv, put in the promo code EPW Show, and you guys will get 1 free month of pro wrestling on us. Something that you guys can really dig and enjoy. And maybe you guys will find the next future AEW superstar on there. Maybe you'll find the next big NXT recruit. Go to Powerslam.tv and check it out and figure out what you guys want to watch on there. Next up, we have a 4-way tag match with lots of implications for this. It's a number 1 contenders 4-way eliminator match. Winner becomes the number 1 contenders to face the Young Bucks next week. In this match, we have the Varsity Blondes versus the Jurassic Express versus SCU versus the Acclaimed. Brian Pillman Jr. came out in this matchup rocking his dad's old tights, the Cincinnati Bengals colors. Love it. Brian Pillman was one of my favorites in WCW. Even when he was the crazy dude, even when he was just Brian Pillman, the baby face that everybody could get behind. Victim of start and stop pushes. I watched part 1 of his Dark Side of the Ring. Can't wait to see part 2. I thought it was really nice that he paid tribute to his father. I don't know if you have any memories of Brian Pillman that you...
Not many.
Did you see him in WCW, or were you first exposed to him in WWF?
I think I was exposed to him in WWF.
Yeah, my favorite moment is the King of the Ring. Seek, and you shall find, and you shall seek. And Austin basically comes in and hits him from behind. He doesn't even get the whole promo out and gives him a fucking swirly right there on the spot. It's great. Look it up. It's on YouTube. Gotta be. It's a great thing. Pillman was just an entertainer, man. An entertainer. Tiff has joined us in the chat. What is going on? She says, woo! Usually it's the year for us. She says Britt should take the belt. Everyone's saying hi to Tiff in the chat. Six said them peas were popping, boy. Shabazz has joined us. What's going on? Rosa should take the belt off of Shida, then lose to Baker. You could have. I feel like Thunder Rosa's been really regulated back. We haven't seen her. She's been on Elevation, but
yeah,
Britt has come a long way. We got a lot of people getting into things here.
I wouldn't give the belt to Thunder Rosa, not until we know exactly what she's supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I don't know. But let me get back into this tag match because BJ brings up something that I love to talk about. The Acclaimed. He wants to know what some people aren't seeing with them. Dude, I love the Acclaimed. I thought tonight Platinum Max's rap was on point. Derek, see, I don't even have to look over. I already know. The hate, Derek just hates everything. He just doesn't think he's good at rap. Platinum Max is the man, bro. Yo, he definitely said some foul stuff tonight that I will not repeat because I don't know how he got to say that on air. By the way, they definitely did like those warnings before you watch a rated R movie on TNT for every time they like cut away from a commercial break and came back. So that's probably why they were getting away with a lot more stuff tonight. But well done. Also in this matchup, don't forget SCU, if they lose their next match, they are done as a tag team. This was made back in December. So they are following up with this. Luchasaurus, the Jurassic Express looked really good in this, by the way. I really like what they did with just positioning Jungle Boy as a star and Luchasaurus looking like a star as well at the same time. They made them look great in this. Back and forth. Pillman tried to catch a break with a couple sneaky roll-ups. It didn't happen. And eventually SCU lands the BME Tombstone Piledriver. I got nothing to say. No complaints. SCU wins. Next week, they're facing the Young Bucks. Derek, is this where it all comes to an end, though, for Christopher Daniels?
Yes.
Poor guy, man. Daniels has had a long career, man, but I feel like the Bucks may end them next week. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but I'm very excited for this matchup.
Although I would love to see him go out with a bang, but I think this ends it. Has he had the title since he's been in AEW?
I don't know. Technically, no. They were the first tag champs, but remember he got beat down.
Yes.
And then it was Scorpio Sky and Kazarian. Maybe it's time though. He's in a position that nobody envies. He's in that talent relations position in AEW. Maybe it's time. Now we start talking about next week a little bit. And if you guys don't know, Moxley is defending the IWGP United States Championship from New Japan Pro Wrestling against Blue effing Justice, Yuji Nagata. I cannot wait for this match next week. This is going to be great. They do a great interview when it comes to this, or not an interview, excuse me, a promo segment with Moxley just talking about him, and he wants to try to be the guy to put Yuji Nagata down. Dude, this is going to be great. We'll run down the card for next week once we get to the end of this because I want to get through the rest of these segments really quick. We have Tony Schiavone out there with Kenny Omega. We find out that next week a number one contendership match is happening to decide who is facing Kenny Omega at Double or Nothing. Who is it going to be in it? We have Pac and Orange Cassidy. They'll be taking on each other in a number one contender eliminator match. They're feuding with each other. I believe Pac has been undefeated in singles action since he's come back.
Yes.
And Orange has been on quite a little win streak himself. This is going to be a good match. Now, Orange Cassidy ends up coming out, and I call this the heat check. The heat check is when they want to see who's more popular. You already know Kenny and Pac will put on a banger. Kenny was talking about, he basically made it sound like a foregone conclusion, like, yeah, I'm facing Pac at Double or Nothing.
Right. Exactly.
Orange comes out, though, and says, hold up, buddy. No. It could be me. And he doesn't really talk too much, and Kenny tries to embarrass him, but it really didn't work because Orange Cassidy has no shame.
Nope.
Very, very interesting how they do it. Kenny basically laughs off Orange Cassidy challenging him and chumps Orange Cassidy by taking his sunglasses, having Nakazawa wear all the belts that he has out there. Just goodness gracious. I don't know. We're going to have to see. Man. Tiff says she's not feeling SCU and the Bucks. Hey, it's not on pay-per-view. They didn't force it to pay-per-view. I would have gave him the pay-per-view match. BJ said it's the end of SCU. Definitely is. Moxley Nagata is about to be physical as hell. Can't wait. Malik knows the deal, bro. He knows. Kenny interferes in this match, I bet Six says. I am weirdly think Nagata is taking the belt. Not sure why, but I get those vibes. Could be.
It's possible.
Kenny Omega versus Orange Cassidy is Malik's prediction for next week. AEW are the current champions of Unexpected so far. Tiff is a big fan of Orange, if you didn't know. I'm sorry. Rob says, give it to Pac. No hate towards Orange, but I'm not interested in that match yet. They tried to build it up, but it's only been a week. Yeah. I think this would be the perfect opportunity, though, for a triple threat like Sid was bringing up. I think that match might be better, and it's fresh for everybody. We haven't seen a triple threat, really.
Yeah, no, it's
the last one. What was the last one we saw? Joey Janela, Darby, and
Ooh,
Jimmy Havoc.
oh my God.
Yeah, that was. Remember the Cracker Barrel match? Yeah.
Shoot. Damn, that was a long time ago.
See?
What, wasn't that like one of their first shows?
Yeah, that was way back.
Ooh.
That might have been before the TV deal started. But we've got different things. Pack and Orange, though, is going to be so good. I agree. Tiff says, I'm with the three-way. Definitely. Not appropriate, sir. We're talking wrestling here. All right. So when we get into this, I don't know, man. I can see it being Orange now, though. People were cheering for him tonight. I don't know.
That's the dilemma.
They have options. Like I said, I don't know how you get to a triple threat match. We'll see. Like, we haven't seen any DQs either in AEW. Sick. We were talking about that at the very beginning of the show. They haven't done too many DQs. I don't know. They have the opportunity here.
One would be nice now.
Tony Schiavone. Let me see here. Tony Schiavone basically stays on the stage. He's got another interview person coming out. Miro comes out. He's been talking crazy shit. So Miro comes out and he says that he's going to be challenging for a championship next week. He pulls out a piece of paper folded up in his pocket. The fuck, Miro? And he's like, I would be challenging for the TNT championship. And it says that if Darby Allin cannot compete, he forfeits the title. Bro, I think Darby's title is in the biggest jeopardy that it's ever been in so far.
Without a doubt, dude, because let's just put it plain and simple. For one, Miro is a beast. Miro is just flat out beast. Don't get me wrong, Darby Allin is a beast in his own as well. But when you look at Miro, you're just like, that title doesn't look too good on you anymore, Brody.
Right. Let me see here. Malik Murray's got a question. I got a question. Cody and Dustin versus QT's group in a bull rope match. I can't even do the Dusty voice tonight. My son Cody and Dustin in a bull rope match at AEW's Double or Nothing. Yeah, if you will. Yes. Darby is donezo. BJ said, hey, man, I appreciate you, Terrell, joining us. Thank you so much. And before I go, do you want The Rock in AEW? Sure, why not? I wouldn't say no to that.
Only with the church shoes.
With the best people's elbow ever, like he did on the British Bulldog, right?
Yeah, that was the greatest.
Yeah, Miro looks like the type of guy that walks around with a signed contract folded in his pocket. I can see that. A little mustard on it, right?
Don't mind that.
Don't mind the mustard. But they've made Miro credible. Like I said, you couldn't push him right away. A lot of people wanted, we want Miro to get pushed. And then I was reading the other day, Miro's been handled worse in AEW than in WWE. Bullshit. Because if you would have pushed him, you know what would have been said? Wow, push another WWE guy. Cut the bullshit. We got to call people out on bullshit. Like, think about the stuff from the other side, too.
Right.
If you would have done that, it would have been like, oh, shit. Yeah, you're right. They're pushing another WWE guy. And then I would have had to make you see the light. And you guys would have been like, oh, yeah, you're probably right when it comes to that. Bullshit, man. You cannot have all that. So let Miro do what he's going to do, and things will work. All right? It's going to be fine. And I think Darby doesn't need the title anymore. Darby's already a draw.
Yes.
Focus on getting Darby to the main event level now. That's what your focus should be. Use Sting to get him to that level. People are putting RIP Darby. The best Darby quote ever was still sick. The ghost of Darby Allin when he lost to Moxley. Let's see here. Miro's taking the belt off of Darby. Might even beat him down. Make Miro look like a monster. Yeah, Kip Sabian's out. He's hurt. He's donezo. They say he's got to have surgery on his arm. Remember last week he slammed his arm in the door?
Yeah.
Same. They said he's got to get surgery. I don't know if that was, but
working it up.
Yeah. But we'll put that in there when it comes to it.
You know what, bro? I don't know. That looked a little bit real.
No, I think he's all right. He's all right. They got their ways. There's tricks around all that stuff. Now, before we get into the main event, the blood and guts, Derek, did you look up the matches for next week? Did somebody have them posted by any chance?
I couldn't find anything.
Derek, see?
I couldn't, man.
He had one job.
Listen, I went through everything. I couldn't find it.
One job. and he just didn't do it for us. Okay, let's see here. I found a website that has it. So it looks like it's going to be Young Bucks, SCU. We've got John Moxley versus Yuji Nagata for the IWGP title, TNT title, Darby Allin versus Miro, Jade Cargill's in action, and Cody Rhodes has a Double or Nothing announcement. Could be that bull rope match. Pac versus Orange Cassidy, number one contenders. I know Tiff's excited for that one. Yeah, I'm down, man. I'm down. Next week's going to be great. I really think that they have a tremendous show on their hands once again. They're doing good stuff here. But let's get into the Blood and Guts match. This was the match that a lot of people were talking about. They have a lot of thoughts about this going into it. This match was crazy, in my opinion.
It was.
They did a lot of work in this one. Pinnacle shows up. They're in the all-white attire. The Inner Circle are in like these prison jumpsuits, like with kind of where they're from on the back. I thought that looked really dope.
Oh, yeah.
They came out rocking the sneakers with it. It worked. It worked tonight. And Jericho's theme was sang throughout. Everybody loves Judas. Derek, going into this, what were your expectations for War Games?
Well, hence the name, Blood and Guts. I was looking for a lot of blood. Did I get a lot of blood? Yes, I did. More than what I thought was going to come out, but it happened. I appreciated that. I appreciated the war zone itself, between both factions. Listen, they came out and did what they were supposed to do.
Right.
What more could you ask for?
I don't know. Man, if you got time for my thoughts, I'll post them. Go ahead. Post your thoughts, everyone in the chat, and we'll kind of just run through everything that happened, and then I'll go through everybody's thoughts. Hopefully they don't get buried too deep into here, but I'll try to stay where I am. Sammy Guevara and Dax Harwood started out perfect. Now look, we have
God.
Son of a bitch. Always sneaks it in. So we have Sammy Guevara and Dax Harwood.
God.
They're starting out this match. Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard are in your company. Arn Anderson has probably been in the most War Games matches than anybody. This dude was in like 92, 89, 87. He was in any War Games match that has happened before his retirement, before like 96, 97. Who started the match? Arn Anderson. How does Arn know how to book this? Because I've been in about 17 million of them. I got this. But him and Tully know what they're doing, and Tully's probably been in half of those. So I would trust these two to book this. Now, when it comes down to what are you going to do when it's time to get it going, the heels always start off with someone who's going to go. Dax Harwood is the Arn Anderson, I feel, of FTR. He was the perfect person to go in, workhorse, let him do his thing. Sammy Guevara is the energy for the Inner Circle. Perfect. I thought that was a great way to start it off. Shawn Spears is the next person out because the heels always have to have the advantage. I get it. Shawn Spears comes out with a steel chair. He gets in there and he starts taking Sammy to town. They take advantage of the 2-on-1, and then here comes Ortiz. By the way, PMP came out with the Dead President's makeup on again. Thought it was a nice look.
It was a nice look.
I thought it was really good. Ortiz enters the match. He's beating everybody's ass. He threw a chair. So Sammy got hit in the head with a chair. Ortiz just thinks he's Sabu. He comes in and he's just throwing chairs, dude. Like, shit, dude. Just right up off the head. Dude, he went in. And you got to do the...
I know.
You got.
I would have pulled... actually, yeah.
Yeah, Derek's old, so his bones will be cracking and stuff if you hear it from baseball injuries.
Man, it sounds disgusting.
I'm not joking. That was no kayfabe, no BS. Malik said he thought this match delivered in his opinion. Ooh, okay. During commercial break, we see that. Oh, excuse me, I jumped ahead. Cash Wheeler comes out. We get a 3-on-2 advantage. They slam Ortiz into the cage using the gory special. Basically, face first, he goes in, and then here comes Santana, and Santana is ready to beat ass when he gets in there. House of Fire. But then they go to a commercial break. I thought this stuff hurt the momentum of the match. Me and Rob were talking about it. Like, you were like, yeah. Then all of a sudden, be like, commercial. And you're like, oh, let me get up and go get a drink of water.
Right.
Let me go do something else. And it was kind of taking you out of the match, but you were still hyped. Yeah. But just you lost a little bit of it. And that was one of the issues I thought that they had with this. Afterwards, we get Wardlow, Jake Hager coming out. These two just come in and wreck shop for their teams because they're the enforcers of the team. They're the bosses. Like, yeah, we're going to battle, beef it out. Last person for the Pinnacle is MJF. He comes in like a vulture, picking the bones, just like the piece of garbage that he is. There's blood everywhere at this point. People are bleeding. FTR is bleeding. Sammy Guevara is bleeding.
Spanish God.
We've seen enough botches in this. People sliding off the ropes. I mean, there's so much happening in this, though. You're doing so much.
But you know what, though? This goes back to what I keep saying. Slow down.
People love the fast pace, bro. I don't know.
But yeah, people love the fast pace, but then they'll be the first ones who are like, yo, that was sloppy.
It's what BJ said, though. Playing both sides of the coin. You can't have it both ways. Because then if somebody has the Khali match, what is this? Somebody's garbage. Whatever. True. You can't win. You can't win. So MJF comes in, then Jericho finally enters. And when Jericho comes in, the match officially begins now. The only way to win are by pinfall, or excuse me, there are no pinfalls. It's only by submission and surrender. Excuse me. So this is the classic War Games matchup. This isn't like the other ones that we've seen later years. Now they kind of adjusted the rules to it a little bit. I thought this cage looked really dope. It played to the old format of having a top on the cage. I know that probably hurt some of the people who want to do high flying moves, but I still think that there's a way to get around that and do it.
Oh yeah, there's always a way.
So they're finally in there. The commercials really hurt this, as I put in my notes here. P&P do a double pile driver. So they take another commercial break after this, right? What the hell happened? The top rope is falling off. We come back. The canvas is sliced up. Wooden boards are exposed. And I'm like, what is going on? P&P are doing a pile driver on the FTR with assistance from Sammy. And I'm like, dude, this match is crazy. Yeah. I get it, but I wish we could have seen what had happened in this one.
Hell, even the ropes were loose.
Yeah, dude, they were like, we thought Sammy was going to the top rope to do so. We're like, yo, hold up, Sammy. You got to chill, bro. You've been in the match the longest. You out of breath, bro. You can't do that.
Exactly.
And you know what? I will be the first one to admit, I've said it on the podcast that I'm one of those guys who said Sammy sometimes has these botches or these moments. And you know what? What he does isn't easy. Yeah. And that's not meant to slight him or to disrespect him, because he did have another error tonight, but he hit a lot of great moves in this. That double springboard cutter, he did a lot of good things in the Sammy show. To me, Sammy was the star in this match.
Sammy definitely put his foot in the right spot for this. Like he put the right foot in for this, because I felt like Sammy was the one who needed to get back right.
Elevated?
Yes.
I can respect that.
Yes.
Yeah, this was perfect for him, though. I thought they did a good job with this. Now, so after all that happens, we see Sammy go coast to coast. He hits the Van Terminator, I guess, the coast to coast, whatever you want to call it these days, to Sean Spears' face. He gets taken out. I know Kyle Masters from the All Elite podcast will be hurt by this. Santana pulls out a metal fork. Bro, this is some crazy prison shit right here. Some Abdullah the Butcher shit. Pull out a fork, and they start stabbing MJF in the head. Did I enjoy it? A little bit, but that was crazy. Like, they pulled out a fork. I did not expect them to do that in this.
Not me either. Maybe it was very cringy. It
Yeah.
made me cringe a lot, because I wasn't, and I mean that in a good way. It's been so long since we've seen like a hardcore match that wasn't a hardcore match tonight, but it had hardcore tendencies to it.
Right. Now, let's wrap this up real quick. So Tully got involved in the match. He beats up Bryce Remsburg, steals the key, and opens the cage door.
That's another thing we missed, that because of commercial breaks.
F those commercial breaks. Dead serious. So Tully opens up the door. So at this point, we see Jericho and MJF climbing up top. Now, some people are going to say picture in picture. I don't give a damn about no picture in picture. They were climbing up to the top of the cage. They're fighting each other. And eventually you see them just brawling. They're beefing up there. And MJF and Jericho are up there. Jericho has him in the walls of Jericho. MJF gets out before tapping out, hits a low blow onto Chris Jericho, locks in the salt of the earth. Jericho refuses to tap out from that. So MJF says, you know what? Pulls out the Dynamite diamond ring, punches Jericho right between the eyes with it. And MJF then smiles because he's got an evil plan. He looks down at the bottom of the stage and threatens to push Jericho off.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy catches this. Sammy has been the main man in the match. He's been in the longest. He's not thinking straight, probably. I'm putting logic into this because Derek and me are about to argue after this, I think. He's not thinking straight, so he doesn't want to see Jericho hurt because they're baby faces now.
Right.
As he's about to push Jericho off, he says, no. We surrender. Like, this isn't worth it. Like, save Chris Jericho.
Right.
The match is over. Bell rings. The Pinnacle win. The right team won, in my opinion, too. I thought the Pinnacle really needed this victory. This was the wave. This was the way to do it. And afterwards, oh, by the way, when he threatened to push him off, Tony Schiavone called MJF a no good piece of shit live on air. Love you, Tony Schiavone. Love you, bro.
Oh,
you are the best.
Oh, shoot. That was great.
Eventually, though, they call off the match, but hashtag stupid baby faces. So you know what's going to happen. If I've got you on the edge right here, yeah, screw it. He pushes Jericho over, and Jericho goes through the stage platform. You see all the stuff pop up for it, the plastic pieces that were all underneath. Jericho goes down, basically. They're selling it like Jericho's hurt really badly, though, from this. Right. And you're supposed to have a lot of sympathy. MJF is getting booed out of the building on top of the cage. He's a bloody mess. And then the show goes off the air. That's how the show ends. And so what do you want? You want to start first, or do we want to go through the fans and what they got to say?
Let's see what they got to say.
All right. So BJ, he's going to have a lot to say in this. First and foremost, we got this match for free on TV. So as a fan, the complaints can't outweigh the fact. Okay. A said a lot of blood spilled out, all over tonight. Facts. Gallons. Mm-hmm. Secondly, production and TNT got to work on how to handle these matches. Too many damn commercials. Yes. BJ, I have a theory on that. Business mind frame comes in, though, when we do this. So when I see all these commercials, I think that they plan on this being the peak moment of the show. I think people were like, yo, look, we had 2.3 million people watching during our main event. We showed your commercial. Now the next time when it's time for ad revenue to go in, let's kick that up a little bit. We had 700,000 the last time you paid us this much. Mm-hmm. You got 2.3 million now. How about we double it? Okay. Right. It's all a numbers game with money. Rob said, enjoyed this match, especially Sammy and Ortiz, but I absolutely hated the ending. Third, I wanted Shawn Spears to get a bit of a spotlight to help building him up more, but that didn't happen. Nah, Shawn Spears. With all due respect, he's got his role within the group. Right. Every time they started a break, that took me out of it. Fourth, I can forgive botches because of the crazy situation in the match. Agreed. That's what I was saying. Like, how you expect dude to hop on the ropes and he's been in the match for 20 minutes already? Like, cut him some slack. Bro, people are complaining that the match ending, what do you want to do? What do you want? Chris Jericho is 50. He's not a young guy. This was fine, bro. I don't have an issue with it. Derek definitely didn't like it. Never trust the evil genius MJF at the end. Trent, thank you for joining us. Can't wait for Impact tomorrow. I'm also excited for Impact tomorrow. Definitely recommend you guys check out my boys, the Insiders. Make sure you guys give them a follow here. They usually do live streams during the show. Come on in, chat with them. I'll probably be in there too, talking some Impact Wrestling. It's been a while since I've covered Impact on the channel, so I will try to get back to that eventually. Fifth, commentary really needs to stop overplaying scenarios. They claimed that the floor was concrete. Then they didn't know what to do when it came to the spot, showing the landing pad and cardboard. Yeah, they should have just said he went through the stage. Yeah. I don't know who said that. See, BJ, honestly, I don't listen to commentary half the time anymore these days. It's just poo-poo. Rockstar said that this was a botch fest to him. BJ said they said the same thing with the barbed wire death match. 6. I think the finish worked, but every aspect of the spot was taking too long to execute. From the drama to soaking it in from the crowd, just took a bit too long. And that comes with seasoning, though, from people. And lastly, Jericho was 50 and took a bump from the top of the cage to the floor. Who the F cares if it's a crash pad? He's giving all he can for the business. That's true. Overall, I wasn't disappointed in the match. I did think it could be better, but the biggest fault against it was the commercial breaks. Also, first time they did this match was something that me and Derek were talking about. Santina and Ortiz need to be, I don't know if that's back in Impact or the Impact Tag Champs. I do miss them in Impact, Trent, though. Rob says, in my opinion, it shouldn't have been Jericho. It should have been Sammy or Ortiz. Jericho should have been the one to surrender to save them if that's the ending they wanted. Okay. Much respect to Chris Jericho. 50 years old, taking bumps off the cage is still one of the greatest to ever do it, Malik says. Trent, 100% agree. All about those quarter hours, pal. Jesus said, I enjoyed the main event a lot. I'm with you, Jesus. I didn't think it was that bad. Who do you think Cody is going to face at Double or Nothing? I can see it being his brother. I think he might have a little team. So how many people are in the factory? It'll be QT and the other 4. So maybe you do Cody, Dustin. I'm trying to think of who else. Lee Johnson and Fuego?
Fuego.
Tornado. I'm surprised I even got to say that on here. PR, what is going on? He said poo-poo. Poo-poo. The ending was trash, Rockstar says. You think we get a ladder match at Double or Nothing? I think we might get a Battle Royal. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what the plans are. Cody's always a wild card when it comes to this.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Derek. The floor is yours, sir.
All right. So, I'm not even going to hold you guys. So, when we got to the ending, MJF basically threw Jericho off the top of the cage onto the stage. My beef is I did not like how it ended. I don't care for the, surrender, or I'll do it. I'm like,
don't you think a submission ending would be
Not in this situation because
I'm saying for the heels to win with the submission, it's just like, really?
I guess, but at the same time, though, I mean, I'm not quite thinking like, okay, MJF isn't going to throw Jericho off the cage, whether you say you surrender or not. And plus, I feel like Blood and Guts is to end a feud, not to be in the middle of the feud.
Robert, you spelled Tony's name wrong, by the way. Keeps catering to niche audiences on a national television show. Malik said, when do you think they're going to put the world title on MJF? I think MJF will be up there. He might be the guy after they give it to Hangman. Yes. I think within the next couple reigns, bro, he's going to be the guy.
Without a doubt. Yeah, I didn't care for this ending. Like, I would have done this differently. Just because, like, if you were gonna throw him off the top of the cage onto the stage, then you should have had the stage section look way more realistic.
They could have.
See, like, I feel like Blood and Guts was meant for an end of a feud because, the Pinnacle, how many times did they wrestle? Once before this?
They've wrestled several times. This has been going on for months, though, since he joined you get what I'm saying? So this is like the kind of the middle portion of this feud a little bit.
Yeah, I get it. But if it's going to be the middle portion of the feud, I would have done something different.
I think Jericho getting taken out isn't really the end of this. I felt like they wanted to use something that was going to get them big time ratings tonight, attract people. They did that. So listen, guys. The rabbit wants the carrot that's dangled in front of him. The carrot's there. So he's already seen what he wants. Now he's just waiting to get the bite of it. He basically dangled the carrot, and then did you get the bite that you wanted? He gave you the match. He gave you the blood. He gave you the guts.
That's true.
I think that this comes down to I don't know if tropes is the right word, but I think that this comes down to, are wrestling fans tired of seeing what you already expect? And should they just still expect certain things at times?
Well, I know I'm tired of it when I know what is supposed to happen.
But when stuff doesn't make sense, then it's gonna feel weird because there's traditional wrestling fans who will be like, "That's stupid what you're doing." Blah, blah, blah. You get what I'm saying? There's always like the other half. To me, wrestling doesn't have like one-sided fans anymore. It's always like traditional fans. There's the fan who appreciates the newer stuff. There's fans who appreciate the indie hardcore blood and guts. There's somebody who appreciates the luchador style. There's someone who appreciates the European style.
True.
I think it's just a multitude of things that you would have to look at when it comes to this.
Matter of preference. I get it.
Neither here nor there. What I'm trying to say is that nothing is perfect and nothing is really right when it comes down to this.
No.
I think tonight's Dynamite, I don't even need to put it in the chat. I think it was a success tonight, what they pulled off, what they were able to do. We've got a lot to look forward to when it comes to next week. Got a lot of good matchups. We will be back next week talking about those matchups. Blue Justice is going to be on AEW Dynamite. Like, I don't know if you guys know how excited I am for this. Like, Moxley and him are going to tear down the house. But do me a favor, guys. We're going to end this podcast now. I appreciate everybody who popped into here. We got 2 more comments that just popped up. Jesus said wrestling fans these days. The fans are all layers, Derek. You guys in the damn layers.
Layers.
Turn on the blue lights for Yuji. How do you know I got blue, Rob? But I do. Blue Justice will be there next week. And I'm definitely looking forward to it. So do me a favor, guys. If you can, if you will, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, support everything pro wrestling. I really, really want to expand this year and do some more things. We are about 4 or 5 people away from moving up to whatever number we are on YouTube. I just looked at it. I think we're like 4 people away. So if you got some friends, spread the word. Tell them to come talk everything pro wrestling. Looking to get some people on. I just talked to someone about being a guest on the show for Double or Nothing predictions. It's pretty exciting. Looking forward to getting into that with them. And like I said, I'll be reaching out to some people. Maybe we'll get you guys on maybe for some Dynamite reviews. We'll figure out something eventually here. But for myself, Derek, we appreciate y'all joining us tonight. Make sure you guys check us out and join us next week. 1400. Thank you, Rob.
There we go.
Thank you. See, that's why I like Rob. But we're going to fight when we get downstairs. So thank you guys so much for the love. I appreciate you supporting everything pro wrestling. Hit us up. We are out. Peace.
Everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast for the people, the best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin, the opinions, the lesson, yes. By the fans, for the fans, not many in this can understand, this the podcast to show you who I am, Conrad Cushman, the legend in the plans, please listen every day to the showcase, the opinions and knowledge that anyone can take, showing you how it is done, proving I am number one, what a legend becomes. This is now my time to show you that I am here, this podcast just to make it loud and clear, by the fans, for the fans, not many who's here can understand everything pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast here for the people, the best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin, the opinion and the lesson, yes. Everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast for the people, the best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin, the opinions, the lesson, yes.